You're not going to want to miss this episode of the AI Show where we talk about the Responsible AI Dashboard and Scorecard, a deep dive with my friend Minsoo. Make sure you tune in. Hello and welcome to this wonderful episode of the AI Show. We're going to do a deep dive into the Responsible AI Dashboard and Scorecard with my friend Minsoo. Minsoo, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are and what you do, my friend.
Hi, everyone. My name is Minsoo Thigpen, and I am a product manager at Microsoft working on responsible AI tooling on Azure Machine Learning.
Fantastic. So let's dive in. Responsible AI, put it all together, set the stage. Can you do that?
Yeah, of course. First of all, responsible AI is a big topic, right? And part of what we do here is give people tooling, people like you, everyday data scientists, ML pros, the tools to put and implement responsible AI in practice. So we started out with launching an open source project called Responsible AI Toolbox last December in 2021. And now I'm here today to talk to you about how you can actually implement and scale this on cloud in Azure Machine Learning's platform.
Fantastic. Let's dig in.
Yeah, so there's nothing better than a good old example, right? So let's go over to our Azure Machine Learning workspace where we're going to take a look at our data. The scenario that we're looking at today is actually a made-up scenario. So it's synthetic data that we created just for this episode and for this demo. And we're going to be training a linear logistic regression model on a list of programmers. And these programmers we're predicting and giving a score between 0 and 10 on whether or not they're going to be allowed access to a GTP2 model. So we have things like what kind of style you're a programmer of. Do you use spaces? Do you use tabs? How many years of experience do you have? What IDE you use, programming language, where you live? All of those really interesting things that programmers we are looking at when we're distributing opportunity across people who are applying for access to this model.
So just to be clear, this is all made up data. It's not real. We just kind of baked it up a little bit. Okay, cool.
Exactly. So we're going to have our training pipeline job in Azure Machine Learning. We've kicked that off. We've completed it. And we actually also have kicked off and completed a job to create the Responsible AI Dashboard with all of our different Responsible AI components, which I'll go into in a minute. And then also a Responsible AI Scorecard. And today in this episode, we're going to be actually talking about how you're going to be able to find those responsible AI dashboards in your studio space, as well as a quick overview of what all value you can get out of these specific insights.
That's cool. Can we go back one? Because I have one question. This is something that, because I know we've talked about this before. So there's actually two jobs that's going on. The first job is training the logistic regression model to score programmers and give them access. That's the first model. And then once this job is done, you take this model and then you run the dashboard job on it as well. Is this right?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool.
So the cool thing about the Responsible AI Dashboard and Scorecard are their flexible components. So you can construct the pipeline job, run it. You can also do that from the CLI through YAML specifications, and you can also do it from the SDK with a Python. And then you can also do it on the UI itself within Azure Machine Learning Studio, which guides you through a nice UI wizard that's going to help you create the dashboard. So you don't touch code at all.
I see. So after I run my model, if I register the model, this UI that I'm looking, I guess this UI that I'm looking at, you can just go to the model and be like, okay, generate a dashboard for me as well. Okay, that's cool.
Exactly. Yes. So as you can see in this screen, we're looking at a list of dashboards that were generated. You would go into the model registry, which you can see here. We're in the model registry, as well as the breadcrumb up here. And you click into the model that you've registered, which we've done here. We fetch our registered model after we train it. And then you'd be able to click into the Responsible AI tab up above and see all the Responsible AI dashboards that you've generated. And even cooler than that is maybe you're working and collaborating across technical and non-technical teams. In that case, you can actually generate a responsible AI scorecard, which is going to allow you to download a PDF of all of your key insights and share those outside of your workspace.
That's pretty fantastic because I can say something like on a Friday, I got to write this responsible report all day on Friday. It's gonna take me
Exactly.
all day, and then literally just run the thing, and then the PDF comes out.
Exactly. And this is a tool that can really help you in something like, let's say, a compliance review, or you're getting audited for your models. And you can show that you've done your due diligence to assess and help understand your model and build trust and confidence.
That's cool. Now, can we look at one of the dashboards? Because I've looked at it before, and every time, and
Exactly.
I've done these demos before. There's so many things in there. I was hoping you could maybe help me understand what each one of those things are telling us and how we can look at it.
Absolutely. So let's say you've trained your model and you're in the process of evaluating your model before you deploy it into production, right? It's going to be out in the wild. So you want to have a couple of different assessments to understand how your model and your data work together to give you your predictions.
Of course.
So in this view here, you can actually click on the dashboard that you've generated. And I'm just going to switch over to the tab here. And it opens up to a full page, and you're going to see all the tools and components that you've created for your responsible AI dashboard. So there's a lot of stuff here, and I'll very quickly go over them. First, you have error analysis, which is showing you how error is distributed across different cohorts in your data set. So in model training, we oftentimes have aggregate metrics that doesn't tell you the whole picture. And so we have an intuitive, tree-like map that shows you where exactly your errors live, right? And then we also have a heat map for showing you across multiple features where your errors live. And so you can evaluate errors in your model this way. Secondly, we have the model overview, which actually is going to show you some fairness metrics here as well. Fairness metrics are essentially nothing more than showing you some disparity or some other definition of fairness as how your model is treating different cohorts in your data set. So here you can see an overview of the different cohorts in your data, as well as fairness, difference, and ratio of the metrics that you're looking at. In this case, you have the mean absolute error, squared error, and prediction. And you also have a handy visualization tool at the bottom to help you visualize this table form as well. Thirdly, we have data analysis, because when you're looking at the performance and output of your data, your model, the data story is really important in understanding, over or under representation that might affect how you've trained your model. And so we have aggregate plots, we have individual plots, scatter plots, and you can actually really key this into different cohorts of your data that you're interested in. Maybe I'm only interested in seeing the distribution of error across people who live in Antarctica. Then we have your classic feature importances, which shows you overall and at an individual level what actually is impacting the prediction that your model makes. So in this case, we see that style is the highest impacting feature for your model predictions. And you can see a breakdown of those as well. Then we have counterfactual what ifs, which actually, this is like a really cool tool that generates these diverse set of data points that are going to show you what are the minimal changes required to flip the classification or get your desired outcome within a certain range. And then we also have this awesome feature here where you can actually manually perturb the specific features you care about and see a real-time update in your prediction. Then last but not least, we have causal analysis, which is going to show you what is the causal effect of certain features that you're interested in, like number of GitHub repos someone has or years of experience they have on their desired outcome, which in this case is a programmer score, right? The programmer score is what what enables them to get GTP2 model. And you can see it for overall, all of your data points, for individual people, what exactly needs to be changed, as well as a recommended treatment policy for each feature. So if the treatment feature, we want to understand how to have a policy around increasing or decreasing this number to have a real world effect on the score, then we have this really awesome set of tools here and visualizations that's going to show you how to actually impact the real world outcome of the score through a recommended policy and how it impacts the gain in your score, as well as, if you don't have the resources, top 10 people to target here. So that's really brief, but essentially, yeah, there's a lot of stuff here to help you really understand your model and your data and develop it more responsibly.
So this is really cool. And like every time I see this stuff, I'm like, I feel like I understand the error analysis, I understand the data stuff, I understand the what if and the counterfactuals, but my sense is I've never gone into each one of them. So I'm going to propose something to you. Tell me what you think. What if we
Okay.
do more of these shows, but we only pick one thing that we're like the error analysis, for example, next time we do, because I feel like there's so much to explore in each one of these that every time I do this demo for someone, I'm just like, I'm not getting all of it all the way. Minsoo, what do you think?
I think that's a great idea. There's so much here, so much richness, and I would love to share it with you in individual demos of each individual component, because that way we have time to dig in deeper and show you how it can actually provide value in your ML lifecycle.
I'm a huge fan of that. So for those that are getting started with RAI, uh, where can people go to find out a little bit more?
That's a great question. We have a lot of content online. We have the Microsoft Docs, which shows you how to generate these responsible AI dashboard, what is even responsible AI, and how to read these graphs and interpret them. And then we also have a blog that's going to be able to show you like step by step, walking through each of the component.
Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. Like I said, I'm excited to learn a lot more from you about each one of these things. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, my friend.
Thank you for having me, and I'll see you next time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. We're learning all about the Responsible AI Dashboard and Scorecard with more to come. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Take care.